Well, it was deja vu for the Pacers in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Tyrese Hallebertton hit his fourth game-winning shot of the playoffs as Indy capped a furious comeback to steal a victory from the jaws of defeat. The Pacers led for just 0.3 seconds in the game, but still managed to get the win over OKC. I'm joined now by CBS NBA analyst Tim Doyle. Tim, this isn't the first time we've seen late-game heroics from Tyrese Hallebertton. What is the best word to describe what Halliburton's doing this postseason?
Cold-blooded, because it hasn't been once, it hasn't been twice, it hasn't even been 3 times. It's been 4 times. And the thing that's so cool about it, Madeline, is he's done it with different shots. Right? We've seen drives, we've seen step backs, we've seen crazy bounces, we've seen pull-up jumpers. Honestly, I didn't even know he had that pull-up jump shot in his bag, in his repertoire. He shoots a little bit more of a set shot from 3, but he was able to create just enough room. He's actually completely changed the entire narrative about himself. At one time, he was voted the most overrated player in the NBA. Then he became rated. Now I think he's underrated, but he has definitely elevated his profile. And the best part about it, he has made this at least an interesting series for now.
Whether it's underrated or elevated, Tyrese Hallebertton is balling out. But meanwhile, looking at the OKC side of it, that is a deflating way to lose a finals game at home, blowing a 15-point fourth quarter lead. Doyle, where's the panic meter at for the Thunder right now?
Okay, so 10 being like in a complete panic, 1, you're not panicking at all. So, you know, you're panicking a little bit. Like it's like it gets a little uncomfortable now, because now game 2 becomes a must-win game. And what have we seen from Indiana so far in the postseason? They have just been fantastic on the road. So if you're Rick Carlisle, this is like the easiest pregame speech already. It's house money, boys. Let's go out there. Let's have fun. Let's play with confidence. As for OKC, they have been dominant throughout the regular season and into the postseason at home. And the last time they had a game like this, game number 1 against Denver, whoa. Do you remember what happened in game number 2? They beat them by 714 points. So they bounced back in a big way. I think the exciting part for OKC is, when you look at the numbers, they really were dominated. They didn't shoot 40% from the field. They didn't shoot 40% from 3. Indiana did both of those. Indiana was throwing the ball all over the place. I'm sure they're going to be much better than that. But everybody in OKC, breathe, relax, take care of business at home.
A little woo-saw moment for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But as you mentioned, you know, you want to see them get that Game 2 bounce back like they did in that Nuggets series. What's the biggest adjustment that you want to see from the Thunder in Game 2 to do that?
Don't panic. Just do what you do. Rely on what you've done all season long. They were in full control of this game. I mean, I'm a big cruise control person in my car, okay? Normally between like 7 and 9 miles an hour. Once you go 10 or over, you're asking for it, okay? They were on cruise control. It was like, she was all the way back. The game was over. But how many times have we seen this in the playoffs? Not just from Indiana, but just from the entire NBA. Nothing is over until it isn't. So what we really saw from OKC, and we saw it a lot in the Denver series, they're still maturing. They're still like growing up in front of us. This is new territory for them. This is a young team. We expect them to be there for the next couple of years. They were #1 seed last year, but they're growing up in front of their eyes. They had kind of an uh-oh moment yesterday, but they've had a few of those in the postseason. I thought they beat Denver 6-1 in that series, but that series ended up going 7. That was a major learning moment for the Oklahoma City Thunder in game number 1. Stick to your game plan. You've been so good all year.
Absolutely. Not just a young team, though, but a young coach as well. So as long as they stick to the Doyle method of under 10 miles an hour and 10-2, stay locked in, stick to the game, I'm here for it. But Doyle, let's turn the attention to a little action on this game. What's the player prop that you've got an eye on in game 2?
You know, it's hard to do this, okay, because the numbers with SGA have become so outrageous. Last night on the show, Madeline, I took under 9.5 points in the first quarter. I was like, this guy's gonna have 10 points in the first quarter of game number 1? No way. Of course, he went over, and he had another massive performance. You see 38 points in game number 1, alongside obviously some historic names there in Thunder/Seattle Supersonics history. But SGA has owned, I repeat, he has owned the Pacers all season long. In the regular season, 2 games, 78 points. What does he do in game number 1? He keeps it going. He's essentially averaging 40. So they're going to make the line like 33.5, which is nuts to take over. But when you own a pitcher as a batter, or when you own a team as a player, you just know you can do whatever you want. I expect OKC to bounce back, and I expect SGA to eat.
So we're expecting good things from the Thunder in game 2, but what about the series? I mean, the Pacers have a 1-0 series lead. What's your finals series prediction as we look ahead to game 2?
I thought it was going to be 4-1. So I'm not ready just to like jump ship and be like, oh, I like the Pacers now. Like, no, it's not going to happen. I just watched a clip of Tyrese Hallebertton and Pascal Siakam going into the locker room after game number 1, and they were like, we didn't even play our best. They didn't. They turned the ball over a bunch. They played great in the 4th quarter. I think they win a game in Indiana. So I have the OKC taking care of business in 6. I have an exact series at 4-2. So I think this series kind of drags on a little bit. So this would be the Thunder winning in Indiana for game number 6. So I have a hard time visualizing the Pacers winning twice at home against this Thunder team. I thought OKC looked fantastic. It was really game number 4 to me against Minnesota. That was just a remarkable performance. Then they smacked around the Timberwolves in game number 5. So at least we got a series, Berkey. We thought this was going to be a sweep, and now there's some intrigue. Now Hallebertton, he's done this so many times. Can OKC right the ship? All the pressure's on them. I'm just happy that there's some drama here. There was fear this was going to be 4-0 and a smack fest. It's not going to be that. The series is going to drag on. I got the Thunder in 6 games.
Hey, they're keeping it spicy, they're keeping it dramatic, and they're keeping us entertained. Love to see it. Tim Doyle, thank you so much for the insight as always.
You got it.
Now here's a look at the finals schedule. Game 2 Sunday night back in Oklahoma City. The series then moves to Indianapolis for game 3 next Wednesday. You can watch the entire NBA Finals on ABC. Coming up is a stacked card for UFC 316. We preview Saturday's fights. That's next on CBS Sports HQ.
When you need your sports news all the time,
we've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you.
Big news coming out of the NFL. A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
With highlights.
What a finish at the final round of play.
And in-depth analysis.
Can they three-peat? Tony Romo joins the conversation.
What can you say about this game?
When you need your sports in a snap,
we're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
Find it on CBS Sports HQ. Streaming free anywhere you are.